How many of you have seen an acoustic guitar that is a double cutaway? We see many of them that have a single cutaway, whether it's the round version or the Florentine, whichever they're called. I can never get them straight. But rarely, in fact, just about never, do you see a double cutaway acoustic guitar. This is a Wechter Pathmaker made by Abe Wechter's company in Paw Paw, Michigan. It's the 705th version of this made in the United States. In subsequent years, he did make them overseas in China. And the way you can tell a difference is this one says Wechter on the headstock. The ones made in China say Pathmaker. They're good guitars too, but they just weren't up to the level of these. These are all solid wood. It's solid Sitka spruce with solid maple back and sides with nice curly maple trim, a rosewood fretboard, a walnut bridge. Abe liked to use walnut. Many of his guitars had walnut back and sides. It has a bone nut and saddle. The nut width is 1 11/16 inch. I replaced the original pins with bronze pins. I don't know if it actually changed the sound or not. I just like them. They're a little tarnished now. I need to polish them up. Very nice guitar, and I love blue guitars. This guitar, this Wechter Pathmaker, has for many years been my #1 live gigging guitar. It sounds great. Acoustically, it is not the most resonant guitar compared to some of the other ones I have, but plugged in, and I just used the K&K. I don't use the Fishman prefix that's in the side. That's what came with it. I ended up, rather than taking it out, I left it in, put the Pure Western Mini or the Trinity system end pin in there, so I've got 2 of them, and I just used the K&K. It just sounds glorious. My original thought was that I would run the Fishman through effects and the K&K straight and have the ability to kind of put chorus on some of the guitar, but also have a straight sound. Just never did that. But a wonderful gigging guitar. The only drawback to this guitar playing out is if I wear a slippery nylon strap. A lot of the straps are made from that woven nylon. If I have a material on my shirt that is slippery as well, the guitar, because the button is right here, you can't go down here because there's a anyways, it tends to nosedive just a little bit because there's not as much mass in that upper bout to counteract the weight of the long neck. Now, it would be really a 14 fret to the body if this continued and curved over. It's not, so gosh, that's 14, 15, 16, 17, it hits at about the 17th fret. If you're an electric player, you can get way up here and do a lot of those electric leads. I don't. Most I do is the first 2 chords to the song Beginnings by Chicago Transit Authority. Or I could just do an E shape. Now this guitar is currently tuned a full step down to D standard, which is D to D instead of E to E. That's the way I tune my guitars because it helps my aging vocal range, which has dropped over the years. The other thing I really like about this guitar is I like a guitar that has a bell-like sound in the high E string, and this guitar has it. Not on every song I'm playing. It depends on how I'm strumming and whether I'm hitting that E string a little harder than the rest. But it does. It has a beautiful, and my old Martin D28 from 1969 or 1968, I bought it in 1969, had that same bell-like ring in that high E. Since then, I've always loved a guitar that had that. This does. Terrific guitar. Abe is now in China making high-end guitars again, from what I understand. He did the whole Gibson thing, then he did the whole Wechter thing out of Paw, Michigan, then he worked with Sweetwater for a while when he was having his guitars built in China, and eventually Avian Guitars, when they started, needed someone to run the plant and set up a plant in China, so he went to China, set up their plant for them, managed it, and they made some absolutely terrific guitars. I own currently 2 of those, the early Avians. I've owned probably 5 of them over the time period. I've kept these 2. One's a baritone and one's a kind of an OM shape. Great guitars. But this Wechter is a terrific guitar. If you can find one used, do so. I see them occasionally. I think I paid $600 for this used in probably like 2006 or 2007. It was a church pastor who had it. It was his live performance guitar. I don't know if he custom ordered it for the blue, but I thank him if he did because I love blue guitars. It has been a wonderful guitar. So if you can find one, now they run like $1,600 to $2,500 because there's so few of them and people like them. Do so. Great guitar. That's about it. If you've never seen a double cutaway acoustic guitar, now you have.